The Watauga Arts Council with your host, Cherry Johnson, serving arts in Watauga County for more than 25 years.
I'm Cherry Johnson, Watauga County Arts Council. You know, I'm really fortunate to be in the arts in Watauga County because Watauga County is so full of the arts. As a matter of fact, the high country is. Many times I travel. I've just gotten back from a trip to the coast, and every time I go anywhere, people go, "Oh, yes, I know all about the arts in your community." We are known for being kind of an arts mecca, and we have a lot of artists that have come to live in our community and who do such incredible creative things. I have with me one of the more unique people who's an artist in our community. This is Derfla. Derfla goes by that name professionally. Your real name is Kent Paulette.
Yes. Indeed.
And Derfla is spelled D-E-R-F-L-A. Right.
Alfred spelled backwards.
Okay, Alfred spelled backwards. Makes it easy to remember it. But you are a painter, and you are not the average. Well, I don't want to say average, but you don't do what a lot of folks do. You aren't doing like sitting out watercolors and painting the tree and it looks just like the tree or whatever like that. Your style of painting is a little bit different. You told me that you never really did a whole lot of incredibly detailed work, but that you did it more detailed initially than you do now. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, that's not my skill set to do kind of very realistic artwork, but I did do a lot with very detailed lines and exact and neat, you know, to try to challenge my own character. And I think I didn't go to school for art, so that was kind of like one of my lessons, you know, to develop.
Right.
And then now I've more embraced my natural skill set, which is kind of the more free kind of motions and just
loosened up.
Yeah.
Okay, now in this process, we've all seen paintings done with palette knives, where the artist will take a big blob of paint on a palette knife and swipe it onto the canvas. And that's a technique that's been around for quite some time. And initially, that's what I thought you did. But I found out that your technique goes a step beyond the palette knife. So tell me about this new technique of yours.
Do you mean the ninja splat? Is that what you're referring to specifically? Yeah, and that name. Well, anyhow, so I stand back and throw the paint. So I scrape it up on the palette knife, and then I'll just flick my wrist, and then the palette knife will stop, and the paint just keeps going, and then it just goes splat.
Now, is that an accident where it goes, or is it an intentional thing where it goes?
There's a lot of chance involved, because there's a lot of room between where it leaves the palette knife and when it hits, and I don't have the greatest aim, you know. I'm not going for perfect aim. It's just...
Now, do you start with an image in your head that you're going to begin with? We're watching videos as we speak of you painting, and the one where you're painting the barn...
It's from a photograph.
Yeah.
I always paint from photographs.
Okay.
That's just what I'm not trying to get images out of my head onto the canvas. The photograph is more like a guideline of what, you know,
right.
And then I'm just doing the motions and painting and...
But you're also not just splatting and then saying, I think that looks like a barn, and turning it into a barn.
Nope, I don't do that at all. So.
Right, and your paintings, all of them are of something. They're not just, or most of them. Yeah, they're not generally just abstracts.
Yeah, I've just kind of stopped doing abstracts. They don't sell as well.
Right, but the thing about it is, though, is that they're not the kind of something you can identify with your nose 6 inches from the painting. You know what I mean? You really do have to get at a distance from your work. It's kind of I've equated it to stipple before, because stippling is where that you do the little dots, and up close all you see is dots, and when you get away you see an image. And your work works kind of the same way. Yeah,
when you're up close, you're seeing how I did it. You're seeing, you can say, oh, I bet he put that paint and then he did that on top of that, because you can physically see. You know, I'm not trying to create an illusion of the image. It's right there. You can see what I did.
Right.
And then you step back and it's like, oh, there is something there, you know. And so it's 2 different paintings in one, so it kind of can give you...
Now, you're painting in acrylic or oil?
I started out mainly painting in oil, and recently I've been using acrylic in a mixed media style. But I kind of go back and forth, so it just depends on what I'm in the mood for.
And you notice I didn't ask him if he did watercolor, because it doesn't look like watercolor at all. But you use quite a bit of paint.
And I mean, the first thing you'll notice with my paintings that you might have seen around town is the thick paint and the bright colors. I mean, those are probably the first 2 things that jump out.
I think the first exhibit you brought to us must have been mostly oil, because I remember it smelling a lot like oil, because everything was dry. And so oil paint takes a long time to dry.
Yeah. I mean, some of them took 3 or 4 years to dry when they were like an inch thick, you know. So Yeah, I had an exhibit at the Jones House in 2004, so that was all oils. And then 2008 was again all oils, and only this recent one at 2010 this year. In June, I believe it was.
Did you add in the acrylics?
Yeah.
So, but now when you were painting at the Hickory Furniture Mart, which is one of the videos we're watching, you're not able to splat due to the circumstances around you. I don't think people would appreciate that.
It's a pretty fancy place, and there was couches right there, marble floor and everywhere. So, and other paintings from some of my friends, and my own paintings in the back. Those are some of my own paintings in the background. And so I was had to kind of take it easy in that
Did the
situation.
modified splat.
Yeah. So there you'll see me up a lot closer. I'm not standing back, and which is generally what I'm doing a lot in my paintings now. There's a little more accuracy, you know. And but I'll hit it's a wood panel from Cheap Joe's, and I'll hit the panel, and then the paint kind of goes flying off. So there's still that chance, and there's still that distance between what I'm doing and where it happens to end out. So.
Now let's go back through this. Now you've got an image, it's a photograph usually, and you're wanting to recreate that in some fashion on the canvas. And do you sketch out the shape of it initially? How do you go about this?
Yeah, I just draw the image on there, and then the first step of the barn painting that you'll see is oil pastels.
Right.
So then I'm starting out with just like a little simple drawing underneath that, and I'll do the oil pastels, and that kind of blocks in. It's not. I'm just doing little lines of oil pastels, so that kind of gives you an idea. Gives me a plan of where the color is going to go, and so. In the later stages, I'm not having to worry about what's going to go where. I can more be about emotions and the ninja attitude, yeah, not have to worry too much about it. And especially on this painting of the barn, it's not like a face where you have the eyes and everything's a little more particular. And if you mess up something on the face, it can really throw off the painting. But with the barn, I was really able to be free with that and not have to. Because it actually looks like a barn in the end. I didn't know, and I never know what's going to happen, but it worked.
Well, one time I asked you about that. I said, do you spend a lot of time running back and looking to see what it looks like? And you said you don't.
No, I think it's just this process I've created, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, that can, I have a lot of different price ranges, So if it works really well and just something magical happens,
right?
Because I'm allowing that space because there's all this chance involved. There's a chance for something magical to happen. And when it does, those are going to be my more expensive ones. So.
And he mentions money several times, as you notice if we're talking. That's because that he's one of the most, you sell more work than a lot of artists, quite
I've been
a lot.
selling it.
Right.
Good couple of years of.
And I know you're in it to create the art for the art's sake, but you're also in it to make it a career.
Yeah, I mean, it's a mixture. I have kind of ideas that I want to maybe express from myself, and then also express to others.
All right.
And then so there's that side of it, but then there's the side of not wanting to get a day job and enjoying to do this in my time, and to spend time on the deck looking out the mountains painting. That's just a wonderful way to have a career.
It's so nice to hear an artist that can actually do that and that actually puts it together. I work with artists a lot. And artists are very, very creative souls, and some of them manage to be very business-like as well. And you're one of those that does manage to do that side of it. You've got some wonderful marketing techniques for your work. I love your business cards that have the images of each of your paintings on them. His business cards are collector's items.
Yeah, they're little collector's, because I've made ones with hundreds of different paintings on it, so you can tell that people probably they go through and pick out the ones they like.
Right. And you're redesigning your website, you tell me?
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to, make it more geared towards selling, just reaching a bigger audience across the world, and with buy now buttons and getting better in Google results and things like that. And I'm trying to incorporate the pictures of the texture of my paintings, like up-close shots that you'll see in the video. But I'm trying to incorporate those more so it's not just like when you're looking at the whole painting, it's not just another image you see online that gets mixed up in all these images you see. It's something real. You're like, oh, that's something real that I can buy and have hanging in my house next week.
And
so I think that's an important step.
That's great. Now, you've got work hanging all over the community in various places, not just in Hickory. You have some down in Hickory at various locations down there.
Actually, since I've moved to this area in the last few years, at least 50% of my paintings are in Boone, and I'm doing more business in Boone now.
And you're in our arts placement program, so you've got work out at Glidewell's, and you've got work at Char, and you've got, of course, work. We did the thing, the Brewery Parkway exhibit, and so you've got work at the Town Council Chambers.
Lynn Cove Viaduct.
Yeah. And Galileo's.
And Galileo's,
so you've got art all over, and also, I believe, at Art Walk?
Yeah, so I had my show at Jones House this June, and a lot sold there at that show, but the ones that didn't sell, A lot of those went across the street to Art Walk, and I'm pretty proud of my exhibit over at Art Walk. It's a really good place to get some of my best paintings, but still at an affordable
where at
price.
Art Walk is it? There's several.
If you walk in the first level, it's on the main level. There's 38 paintings. So I mean, just look up and you're going to see them. They're
everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't miss his paintings anyway. They're so bright and colorful. So I'm real excited to see you doing so much with your art and really, really pushing to get it out there. I would encourage you to go ahead and purchase some of his work right now, because it's going to be worth a whole lot more as time goes on. And so I think that, get in on the ground floor, as they say.
Yeah.
so come in and check out his work at some of these locations. And your website is what?
www.derfla.tv.
Okay, and if you want to get to know him, I'm sure that he would be more than happy to tell you more about his paintings. I think you enjoy interacting with your audience. So, and you also will do commissions as well.
Yeah, I just did a commission of a Dalmatian, and of kids, grandchildren, family members, pets. So
it's really, really cool. And then, what goals do you have for the future?
I'll probably do some more oil paintings, because people like those also. I want to do some large paintings of couples dancing. I've done like ballroom dance. I've done some small ones. I want to explore that some more. So, and I'm going to keep doing some videos like you're seeing today. I'm having fun doing that.
That's great. That's great. I just hope that you'll go and check out all those locations where the artwork is. If you don't know where it is, your website
you can go to my website. It has everywhere.
And then also the Arts Council will be more than happy to tell you. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your time and sharing your painting with us. I just thought you would really enjoy a chance to see what it looks like, how it gets to look that way, and how different that can be. Also, I want to express thanks to Green Mother Goods. They are our new sponsor for this spot on MTN, and were it not for them, we could not be here, so we're very grateful to them for their support. We hope you'll go by their wonderful little shop and check out all the wonderful things they offer. Maybe they need a painting.
Yeah.
We got to get a painting from Derfla over at Green Mother Goods. Check the Arts Council's website. We'll link you to all these different things, watauga-arts.org, for this and a whole lot more.
The Watauga Arts Council with your host, Cherry Johnson, serving arts in Watauga County for more than 25 years.